We really enjoyed putting together this issue of the Revivalist for you, and it's our prayer that you're enjoying as you read and watch. This issue about joy reminds me of my daughters. I have 3 daughters, and as they were growing up, I never really got concerned because they were too joyful. I never wanted to say, come on, settle down. I mean, get real. I mean, what are you happy for? Don't you know this is a messed up world? If you're going to blend in with society, you're going to have to lose a little bit of that joy. I never felt that way. I thought joy, excuse me, but I thought joy was a good thing. Joy is good. It is good. And if it's good, it came from God. Because every good and perfect gift comes from above. And so God is therefore a God of joy. He had to have joy to give. I've studied theology and looked in many different lists of attributes of God, and I don't ever remember seeing joy anywhere. But God is a joyful God. There's a conspiracy against joy. Somebody doesn't want you to know that God could possibly be joyful. But I mean, come on. Come on, think about it for just a minute. Just a minute. If anybody is going to be joyful, it's got to be God. Because he knows the whole deal. He knows how it's going to work out. And who's going to steal his joy? I mean, like, nobody. He's going to steal his joy. So, if joy is good, and it came from God, because he's a joyful God, then when his son came on this earth, Jesus was the ultimate man of joy. I mean, what's not to be joyful about? Yeah, there were problems out there, but he had perfect communion with the Father that was never broken. He was anointed with the Holy Spirit. I mean, listen, we're talking about no reason not to walk in joy, and he walked in joy. Robin Hood is the one that supposedly had the merry men, but I want to tell you, Jesus is the one that had the merry men going around with him because he was bubbling with joy. He was full of joy. Come on. These guys just went around and they sparked parties. I mean, they sparked celebrations. I mean, the guy's been lame all his life, and he tells him to get up and walk. The guy didn't get up and go, oh, well, yo, dude, thanks, you know. And the blind man doesn't go, oh, wow, ooh, it's kind of bright out here. These people were full of joy. I mean, a spontaneous joy erupted. And Jesus was a part of that day in and day out. And yeah, he had times when he went through difficulties. And you say, well, he was a man of sorrows. Well, yes, that title mainly is pulled from the passion, the last few days of his life here upon this earth, when he did go through what he went through there. But I want you to know that deep, abiding joy was his, and that he was a man of joy. He wasn't going around like many people think with this perpetual constipated look upon his face. He was a happy Jesus. He was a joyful Jesus. And the good news is that Jesus lives in us. This bottle is full of water. And Jesus said, come on, Jesus said that my joy I give you. My joy I give you. Not you don't even have to work up your own. Jesus' joy has got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. And he's given us his joy. And he comes to live inside of believers. And so it's like we're full. We have within us joy because joyful Jesus lives there. We have the Holy Spirit in us, and the Spirit and the fruit of the Spirit, part of his joy. And so it's like it's in there. And Yet we go through difficulties and we're all discouraged and depressed, and we can get as defeated as anybody else. And yet the joy is in us. It's not like we're asking God to let it drop out of heaven on us. My goodness, Christ lives in you. The Holy Spirit of God lives in you. The Father is in us and with us. So joy is there. So why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we expressing it? Because we're sitting here looking at all the problems. Why not draw upon the joy that is in us? How you do that? Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. So rejoicing is kind of like pulling the trigger. Whoa, whoa. And when we pull the trigger, what's in us is released. And so that joy that is resident within us because he is in us, when we choose not to see things in the world's way of seeing things and seeing things with all the negativity, but when instead we abide in him and we choose, we decide, we're human beings with the responsibility of choice. We've been blessed with God as part of the image of God to have a will and the ability to choose. And so when we choose to rejoice, then the joy that is inside of us is released. And when it's released, it may release in many different forms, but it's going to affect the people all around us as well as ourselves. This world needs joy. My goodness, times are tough and getting tougher. It's dark and getting darker in the world. And we're the people who are going to be shining brighter and brighter every day for the rest of our existence. We are the light of the world. And we have joy. And when all of these people are doing everything they can to self-medicate, when they're doing everything they can to survive, we're the people who are going to thrive. We're the people who are going to be full of joy. And so that's enough of this. I just want to say bless you. I want to bless you. I thank you for looking at these articles, and I pray that they will not only bless you as a first read through or watching these interviews or whatever's here a first time through, but I pray that you'll revisit it and that you will maintain the joy by choosing to rejoice. God bless you. Thank you for being a part of the Revivalist.